Yeah, I just come back from the theater seeing Black Adam, and I can tell you right away that I enjoyed the movie. I had a good time, but I can also tell you right away that it's a bit of a bumpy ride. It's certainly not the best superhero movie you will ever see. It's also not the worst, but it has some issues. So first and foremost, what you need to know is that this is a Dwayne Johnson vehicle. It's built around Dwayne Johnson. It's built around his appearance, around his ego. That's something you need to know. So if you're not a Dwayne Johnson fan, you'll probably have a hard time enjoying this movie because it's really all about him. But since I am a Dwayne Johnson fan, I really like seeing him. I really like his screen presence that he has, his charisma, and that is all here in this movie, obviously. He has his usual presence on the screen, and he is a charismatic guy. That's just what he is. So if you enjoy watching him, then you will probably also enjoy seeing him in this movie. But it is certainly built around him. That is one thing you need to be aware. The other thing you need to be aware of is that, well, this movie, it's suffering from a lot of the things that past DC EU movies have suffered from, and that is an overabundance of action and CGI, and much of it is not good CGI. It's actually, some things in this movie are actually quite atrocious to look at, but other things are quite good. I mean, it's not all bad. Some of the scenes are really spectacular, nice to look at, good CGI, presented well, but other scenes are just, I don't know. It feels like they ran out of money or out of time or whatever, because some scenes are just like, who would have said okay to this? Okay, so it's really a kind of a mixed bag right there. The other thing that this movie suffers from a little bit is, again, DC just throws 5 superheroes at us without introduction. I mean, they like doing that, and it didn't work before, and it doesn't really work this time around. I mean, so we have 5 superheroes here that are new to the audience, that we have never seen on the big screen before. That they might be obviously known to comic fans, but if you're not a comic fan, if you're just someone who likes watching movies like I am, so then you're just sitting there and who are these people? Okay, and it's doubly problematic here because there's this big conflict going on between Black Adam and the other superheroes that are introduced, because the other superheroes are part of a team, the Justice Society, if I remember correctly. So they're part of this team, and they are there to basically fight Black Adam because they think he's a threat. And you as the audience, you should root for one of the two sides, but it's really difficult if these characters were just introduced to you like 5 minutes ago. I mean, the conflict doesn't really carry over to the audience. That is a little bit of a problem if it comes to how well the movie works emotionally for the audience. I mean, it's a big spectacle. There is a lot of explosions going on. Every 30 seconds, something explodes. And there's a lot of fighting going on. But there's not really, you can't really feel the stakes because you're not invested in the characters, because you were just introduced to them a moment ago. So you kind of know where they stand. You kind of know what they stand for. You don't really know much about their background. So it's really not, you're like there, should I root for this guy or for the other guy? I mean, they both have their point, but what's going on with them? Who are they? Where are they coming from? What are their motivations and stuff? So that is really a little bit obscure here. So we got Black Adam, obviously, Dwayne Johnson doing a good job. I wouldn't say a fantastic job, but he does a good job. He has a great screen presence. He is Dwayne Johnson. He has great charisma and everything. So he does well in the role, and he looks like he's gonna explode any second. I don't know what he did for that, but I feel like he's even more pumped up in this movie than he was ever before. It's ridiculous. It looks like his suit will burst at the seams any moment and he will explode or something like that. It's ridiculous, but that's what I like about him. He's just a big mountain of muscles. That's something that is sorely missing these days from the movies. I mean, I'm a Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone fan of the old days, and seeing actors like Dwayne Johnson still alive and kicking, it's really enjoyable. I like that. I like seeing that. But yeah, enough about him. So let's have a look at the other characters we have in here, the other actors. So we have obviously Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate. Great character as far as I can tell from this one movie. I would have liked to see more of him because I really liked what I saw. I mean, Pierce Brosnan obviously is a good actor and he did great in the role. He really fitted in well. And I thought the character was quite intriguing based on what we learn about the character in the movie. So I would really have liked to see him in his own movie. Or at least as a side character in other movies, not just in this one. But yeah, who knows what the future will bring. So then we have Noah Centineo as Atom Smasher. Yeah, what can I say about him? He was funny in 2 or 3 scenes, and that's about it. He was there, he was funny. That's all I can say about him. He was really just like a filler. He didn't really quite fit in. I think I don't know what else to say about him. Then we had Aldis Hodge playing Hawkman, and he was great. He had a great presence, great charisma. He was a good opponent for Black Adam. Because these two guys, they just can't see eye to eye when it comes to how to deal with bad guys. So they don't really work together, these guys. And that was great. It was a great conflict. But again, because we know so little about these characters, at least at first, and even throughout the movie, we don't learn much about these characters' backgrounds. It was hard to root for one or the other. Both had their point. But that's about all we got as an audience. So even though both are good actors, both have a great screen presence and do a good job with their characters in this movie, it's really hard to root for either of them because they're both just, I don't know, they're interchangeable. I would say it's not we have not enough backstory. We don't have enough history with them. Yeah, and then of course, last but not least, we have Quintessa Swindle as Cyclone. I think she has a good screen presence, she has charisma, and I really like her. But her superpowers were just done extremely poorly. Whenever she was like doing her superpower thing, which is basically just strong winds. I mean, the superpower is not great to start out with, and then if you don't pull that off in the right way in a movie, it just doesn't work. And I think that's what happened here. They didn't manage to pull her superpowers off in the right way. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look convincing. It doesn't look believable. I mean, she's the scientist, basically. She's super smart, and that works well. But as soon as she packs out her superpowers, it's like, what is she doing there? Because the other guys are basically literal gods. Okay, I mean, especially Black Adam and the bad guy as well, of course, that has his appearance later in the movie. They're literal gods. They're like invincible. They're even stronger than Superman, you get the impression. So, and then you have her just having a superpower of making strong wind. What? I think if you make a movie like this, you should be really careful which superheroes you pit against each other, because I see it time and again in superhero movies that you have like literal gods fighting against mere humans, or at least superheroes who have very, I will say, ineffective powers, and somehow they just still can fight against them. So I can't suspend my disbelief here. It's just not working for me. So yeah, that's another problem here. We have 5 new superheroes fighting each other and with each other against a bad guy who is just like bad, I think. I mean, the bad guy is another weak point in the movie. He is really not introduced well. He just wants like power, and he's just bad, and he wants to kill everyone. I don't know. It's just the usual thing, and that's sad because DC has a history with great villains. I mean, if you look back at the old Superman movie, or at the old Batman movies, or even at the newer ones. I mean, Dark Knight, and obviously Dark Knight Returns. And also the Batman from very recently, they had great villains, but I think the best ones are way back when you have like the original Batman movies with the Joker, and then you had the Penguin obviously back then, but also the Joker, of course, in Dark Knight is also fantastic. I mean, Heath Ledger, absolutely, this is one hell of a performance there, and the character is very well written and presented. So DC has a great history with fantastic villain characters, and then we get this here. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's because basically Black Adam is sort of a villain slash anti-hero, whatever, but they still have a villain in the movie, so do something with him, introduce him properly. But yeah, whatever. So yeah, I'm ranting about the movie here, even though I enjoyed it. I'm realizing that. Look, as I said, I like Dwayne Johnson in this movie and elsewhere as well. I like seeing him, and this is a Dwayne Johnson vehicle, and as such, it works for me. It is at times quite spectacular. It does have an intriguing, how shall I put it? It has some intriguing story ideas, story beats. It has some intriguing character moments, I would say. There's stuff to like. I especially like the non-hero characters, like Adriana, the mother, who is protecting her son and is looking out for his future and everything. And she's like a human hero. She doesn't have any superpowers. She's played by Sarah Shahi, by the way. So she is an enjoyable character because she's just like a human who tries to get along, to survive, to protect her family, and she's caught up in this struggle between literal gods. But she doesn't fear anything. She's just standing up for what she believes, for what she wants, for the people she loves, and that's interesting as well. So there's good things to find in this movie, in the characters, in the story. It's just not executed that well. It's incoherent. It's sometimes even though the movie is just 2 hours long. I mean, these days we are used to movies that are 2.5 or even 3 hours long. This movie is just, I have to say, just 2 hours long. But it still drags on a little bit sometimes because there's a lot of fighting in here. A lot of it feels a little bit redundant. There are more fights than there need to be. The fights that are in the movie are sometimes longer than they need to be. And there's not just much going on between the fights, so it's a little bit tiring at times. There's a lot of CGI, a lot of explosions, and as I said, much of it is not that good. So a little less would have been better, maybe. I think the movie, for what story and character development we see in the movie, it could have been 15 to 20 minutes shorter. If this movie had been made 20 years ago, this would have been a 100-minute movie. And now it's a 2 hour and 4 minute movie, which is definitely too long for what is there. But of course, I would have gone the other route and just take out some of the action and insert more story, more character introduction, more background, more world building. That's what I would have liked to see. But yeah, as it stands, it's a decent movie. You can kill 2 hours with it. It's at points quite spectacular. It does have a good sense of humor, I think. It is not overbearing or very serious or anything like that. It's just nice entertainment. That's all I would call it. If I would have to rate it, usually I need to see movies 2 times to give it the final rating. So after seeing it 1 time, I would give it either a 6 out of 10 or a 7 out of 10, which is above average or even a good movie for what it is supposed to be. So yeah, that's Black Adam. I don't know, are you interested in seeing it? Will you see it? Have you seen it? What is your opinion? Let me know in the comments. And yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please leave a like below. Consider subscribing to the channel. And until next time, I wish you all the best. Have a great time. Be safe. Stay healthy. Bye.